Hello everyone! This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join Ace Radio School to continue learning while at home. This is for the nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, and STEM subjects. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.
This section is for nursery and primary school children. Hello, listeners. My name is Miss Amaka, and I am your literacy teacher on ACE Radio School. I hope you are ready to learn with your books and pencils. Fantastic! This week, we will be learning what sound letter N makes and learn about verbs in sentences and verb tenses. Before we begin, let's revise the sound letter K to M make. Are you ready? Let's sing. Letter K says K. Letter K says K. Every letter makes a sound. Letter K says K. 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 Kettle. K. K. Kite. Letter L says L. Letter L says L. Every letter makes a sound. Letter L says L. 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 Lamb. L. L. Lorry. Letter M says M. Letter M says M. Every letter makes a sound. Letter M says M. 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 Man. M. M. Monkey. Awesome! We will be learning the sound letter N makes. N is a letter that has one hump and looks like the hump on a camel's back. The letter N sounds You spread your arms like plane and make the sound It sounds like a plane flying in the sky. The sound starts words like noise, nose, net, nine, nest, north, and needle. Can you think of other words that start with N? Okay, tell mommy and daddy some of the words you can remember. Now, we will learn about verbs. Remember, from our last lesson, we learned that a verb is a doing word or an action word. Do you still remember some of the examples the verb we learned last week? Alright, let me remind you. Words like play, bath, cook, jump, brush, run, sit, stand, and dance are verbs. Now we will learn how to recognize verbs in sentences. A verb in a sentence tells us what the person or animal does. For example, my dog barks at strangers. From the sentence, the person or animal in the sentence is my dog. The action the dog was doing is barks. Woof! Therefore, the verb in the sentence is barks. Another example is Memuna claps so loudly. Memuna is the person doing the action in the sentence, while claps is the action that Memuna did. So, claps is the verb in the sentence. Alright, have you heard of verb tense? A verb's tense tells us when an action happened. That is, the time the action is done. The action in a sentence can be done in the past, present, and future. Let's look at these sentences. I am eating my breakfast. The action in the sentence is eaten. The action is still happening at the time the person said the sentence. So, the sentence is present tense. Another example. I have eaten my breakfast. The action in the sentence is eaten. The action is already done in the past, and the person is telling us what he did. So, the sentence is in past tense. Awesome! Do you remember the song we sang in the last lesson on verbs? Okay, are you ready to sing the song with me? Let's sing. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it that you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Excellent! Can you tell me what we did as we sang the song? Great! We clapped our hands. Therefore, the verb in this song is clap. Okay, listeners, we have come to the end of today's class. It's time for your homework. I would ask you 2 questions. Send your answer as a text message indicating your name, gender, state you live in, class, and subject to 070-3630-3182. I'll say the number again. 070-3630-3182. Now, listen carefully to the questions. Are you ready? Here it goes. Question number 1. Mention 2 words that starts with the n sound. Question number 2. What is the verb in the sentence? I wash my hands every day. Thank you for learning with me today. Join me for another fun literacy lesson next week. Bye!
This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.
This session is for nursery and primary school children. Hello, listeners! I'm your ACE Radio School numeracy teacher. My name is Kola Mobo, and you can call me Miss S. In our last lesson, we described fraction. We identified 1/2 and how it is written in fraction, and we described numerator and denominator. We learned that fraction is part of a whole, and we get fraction when an object is not complete. It means we can divide a concrete whole into bits, mix them up, and put them together whatever way we like. A half means one part of a whole, which is divided into 2 equal parts. In fraction, half is written as 1/2. That is 1 with a dash over 2. We learned how to make a half or any other fraction by writing the first number. Then put a short line under the number, a dash. Write the next number under the line, and we have a fraction. We also learned that the number on top of the line has a name, and the number under the line has a name too. The number on top of the line is called numerator, and the number under the line is called denominator. Using an example to explain more, we said, imagine we divided an apple into 5 and we want to eat 3 out of the 5 slices. It will be written as 3/5. 5 refers to the number of parts in which the whole apple has been divided. 3 refers to the number of parts of the whole apple we want to eat. 3 is the number on top of the line, and it is called numerator. 5 is the number under the line, and it is called denominator. Today, we will define proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. We will identify proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Now, before we begin, let me find out. Do you have your book and pencil? If you do, that's awesome. If you don't, quickly get your book and pencil. Quick, quick, quick. I am waiting for you. You have 10 seconds. Good to have you back. Before we begin, let us do some counting from 1 to 15. This is for the little girls and boys. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well done. Now let's get started. We'll begin by defining the types of fractions, starting with proper fraction. A proper fraction is a fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator. Proper fractions are greater than 0 but less than 1. An improper fraction is a fraction in which the numerator is greater or equal to the denominator. An improper fraction is always 1 or greater than 1. A mixed fraction is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. It can also be expressed as improper fraction. It is time for us to identify proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. In a proper fraction, the numerator is always less than the denominator. An example of a proper fraction is 1/2. Did you notice the numerator, that is 1, is smaller than the denominator, which is 2? Another example is 3/5. 3, which is the numerator, is less than 5, which is the denominator. Other examples of proper fractions are 9/15 and 17/20. Can you give another example of proper fraction? What about 5/3? Is it a proper fraction? No, it is not a proper fraction because the numerator, which is the number on top of the line, is greater than the denominator, which is the number below the line. I will give you 30 seconds to write 2 more examples of proper fractions in your book. Have you done that? Can you call out your proper fractions? Now, let us describe improper fractions. A fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator is called an improper fraction. Remember, the value of improper fraction is 1 or more than 1. Examples of improper fractions are 7/4, 15/4, and 5/5. Can you tell me more examples of improper fractions? Make sure to write more of them in your notebook, okay? The last type of fraction we'll be describing today is mixed fraction. A mixed fraction has a whole number and a proper fraction. Examples of mixed fractions are 4 whole number, 4/6, 2 whole number, 1/2, and 9 whole number, 3/12. To write a mixed fraction, write a whole number. Then, by the side, write a proper fraction. Let's write 1 together. We'll write 4 whole number, 1/3. First, write the number 4. Next, write 1. Draw a dash below 1 and write 3 below the dash. Well done! Now you have written 4 whole number, 1/3. Now, let us do a little exercise. I will call 3 fractions and you tell me which is a proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Ready? Write 1/5. Next, write 5/2. Finally, write 1 whole number, 3/4. Which of them is the improper fraction? 5/2. That is correct. Which is the proper fraction? Did you say 1/5? You are correct. The mixed fraction is 4 whole number, 1/3. Great job, everyone. We have come to the end of today's lesson. But before we go, let me give you this homework. Are you ready? Before we start, grab your phone. Go to your text message and type your name. Have you done that? Now type your gender. Tell us if you're a boy or a girl, a male or a female. Tell us what state in Nigeria you're in now. Are you in Borno, Kano, Abuja? Which state are you right now? Type them in. Now the questions. In today's questions, you will write true or false as your answer, okay? Question 1. 9/2 is a mixed fraction, true or false? Question 2. 1/4 is a proper fraction, true or false? Question 3. The value of a proper fraction is greater than 0 and less than 1, true or false? Now send your answers to 070-363-03182. The number again is 070-363-03182. Press send. Do it now. Today we define proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. We identified proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Until next time, keep learning. Remember to bring your book, pencil, paper, and an orange if you can to the next class. Bye, listeners.
Hello, everyone. This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School to continue learning while at home. This is for the nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, and STEM subjects. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.
This session is for primary school children. Hello, listeners. I am your ACE Radio School Science teacher. My name is Damilare Sanusi, or you can call me Mr. D. Welcome to today's science class on ACE Radio School. Last week, we learned about the Earth. We learned about what makes up the Earth and parts of the Earth that make it livable for us. Today, we will be learning about the layers of the Earth. We will also be learning about how the Earth stays warm. But before we begin, let's sing a song about the planets. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Alright, can you sing with me? There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. That was fantastic. Now let's learn more about the Earth. Last week we learned about the Earth. We learned that the Earth is the 3rd planet away from the Sun. Today we will be learning more about the Earth. We learned last week that the Earth's atmosphere is made up of gases that prevent the Earth from getting too hot. However, the inside of the Earth is very different from the outside. If you were to cut the Earth in half, you will see that it is made of different layers. The outermost layer of the Earth is called the Earth crust. Earth crust. Earth. E-A-R-T-H. Crust. C-R-U-S-T. The Earth's crust is where we live. The Earth's crust is cool and solid. Everything you see, the trees, mountains, rivers, oceans, houses, are seated on the Earth's crust. The crust is so thick that humans have never been able to dig deep enough to break through it. But the crust is only a thin layer on the surface of the Earth. Under the Earth's crust is the mantle. The mantle is a thick layer of rock called molten rock or magma. It is the thickest layer of the Earth. Sometimes, magma from the mantle will come up to the Earth's surface through volcanoes. Beneath the mantle is another layer of the Earth known as the core, the Earth's core. The core is at the center of the Earth. It is a very hot part of the Earth with a temperature of thousands of degrees. It is made of metal, mostly iron and nickel. Even though it is very hot, there is so much pressure in this layer that the iron and nickel are solid. The Earth is important to us because it is our home. It is home to 7 billion people as well as millions of species of animals. It is important we take care of the Earth because so far we know of no other place in the entire universe where humans can live. Earth, as we know, spins around the sun. It is necessary that the Earth spins around the sun because the sun serves as a source of light and heat on the Earth. Without the sun, Earth will be very dark and cold. However, it isn't only the Earth that spins around the sun. Other planets also spin around the sun. The place where the Earth and other planets spin around the sun is called the solar system. It is called the solar system because everything in it is centered on the sun. And solar means something to do with the sun. The sun is a star like many stars you see in the sky at night, only that it is much closer to us. The sun is the biggest object in the solar system. It is so big that we can fit more than 1 million Earths in it. You might be wondering why it looks so small when we look up at it. That is because it is very far from us. The sun is 93 million miles away from us. Amazing, right? Did you also know that the Earth is not straight? It is tilted. Why is it important that the Earth is tilted? This is because it is the tilt that causes what we know as seasons. When a part of the Earth faces the sun, it can be dry season. And when it is away from the sun, it can be Harmattan season like we experienced in December. Alright, we have come to the end of today's class. Before we go, let's sing the planet song again. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Can we sing it again? There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. There are 9 planets that orbit around the sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Neptune and Pluto are the last planets. Great job, everyone. Today we learned about the layers of the Earth. We learned that the Earth has 3 layers known as the crust, mantle, and core. We also learned that the Earth spins around the sun in order to stay warm and also to receive the light distributed by the sun. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the Earth today. That was fantastic. But before we go, I'd like to give you some homework. I'll ask 3 questions and you have to send your answers as a text message to this number 070-363-03182. Don't forget to type your name, gender, that is male or female, class, the state you currently live in, and the subject, which is science. Have you done that? Okay, here are the questions. Question 1. Name one layer of the Earth. Name one layer of the Earth. Question 2. What is the thickest layer of the Earth called? What is the thickest layer of the Earth called? Remember to send your answers to 070 363 03182. Until I come your way next time, stay safe, wash your hands regularly, and remember, keep learning. Bye, listeners.
Hello, everyone. This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School to continue learning while at home. This is for the nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, and STEM subjects. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.